talking, I don't sweat that. If they don't trust me either, I respect that. But she need down the ride, oh I bet that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that. Don't forget that, don't forget that. Ooh, I slide for my people, don't forget that.
Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. My name is JH. How ya doing, Postal family? Is everybody good? Is everybody cool? Everybody clean? Are you crisp? Are you feeling airy today? Let's talk. But first, this shirt right here was made by Jerry. Jerry is in my video description. He's out in ATL, shawty. He does, listen, he got this zip up hoodie coming for me. I don't have it yet, but it is really nice. He is one of yours, a federal postal worker. Support your family. I always talk about Tina. She does the t-shirts, she does the hats, but Jerry's hooking me up with the zip up. So yes, yes, and yes. Y'all don't want to hear that. But you definitely want to hear that, because, yeah, Jerry doing his thug dizzle, his dizzle of thugs. Oh, man, I hate to talk about this, but I'm going to read this article. And after I read this article, I am going to give my opinion behind the article, okay? This is about the NALC, National Association of Letter Carriers, and your contract that hasn't shown up yet and what your president has spoken about, and I'll give my opinion after it. Now, I don't care for him, but he's not the president of my union, so it doesn't matter what I think. But I don't want to sound like I'm covering for the guy, because I could care less. But I don't think he really has a choice at this point but to wait and stall because of all these changes that are going on. But let's read what this says, and I'll give you my opinion after. Apparently, they had a press conference, and the NALC president falsely claims no job cuts under restructuring of the United States Postal Service. Again, this is just an article. Articles are people's opinions, so let's take this for what it's worth. Again, I'll read it, then give my opinion behind it. At a press conference last Thursday, National Association of Letter Carriers President Brian Renfro falsely denied that mass job cuts are taking place as a part of the United States Postal Service Delivering for America restructuring program. The comments came in an exchange with some reporter who asked him to speak about the status of the contract talks. Everybody wants to know that. All the carriers, I mean, you guys deserve to know this. City carriers have been working without a contract since last May. Right now, we in March. It's almost a year. This exchange took place at a rally at Dallas, Maine Post Office in Texas, devoted to the topic of rising cases of assault and theft against letter carriers. I agree that that's something that should have been in the forefront. Robberies and thefts have increased over by 800%. Yeah, anyway, the rally consisted of about 30 blue-shirted, mostly NALC union officials and lasted about 10 minutes. It was a staged, managed event which had around equal number of media and demonstrators. The employee parking lot for the post office was at least half full with hundreds of cars. But few workers could be seen at the event, and most did not seem to be aware that it was taking place. Did anybody know about this? Any of you guys? No? Maybe? I'm talking like you guys are going to talk back to me. The brief remarks by Renfro and the local NALC officials did not even mention the contract. Nor, even though the event was focused on worker safety, did it raise the death of last year's Eugene Gates. We all remember him, a veteran Dallas letter carrier who died from heat complications. When Hall asked about tens of thousands USPS jobs at stake, Renfro claimed he was not sure that's accurate. Certainly, I'm no expert when it comes to jobs, outside members that I represent, but I can tell you for sure that's not the case with the letter carriers I represent. any reduction in general? It don't seem like a straightforward answer to me. This is a patent falsehood, as Renfell well knows. Postmaster General Louis DeJoy himself has explicitly said tens of thousands of jobs cuts are the agenda right now to get break even. I think we may need to get 50,000 people out of the organization. Those were his exact words. The restructuring involves the closure of thousands of local post offices, the reconsolidation of USPS delivery network, and a small number of large, heavily automated hubs, and adjustment of elimination of 100,000 routes nationwide. 100,000 routes. Jeez. The USPS Workers Rank and File Committee explained in a statement published last year, DFA seeks to transform the USPS from a public service, which used to pay decent wages and pensions, into an entity beholden to shareholder profits with a super exploited Amazon-style workforce. This is not the first time NALC has covered for the post office and delivering for America. In the August edition of its Postal Record magazine last year, the union claimed in its cover story, there will be no post office closure or employee layoffs as part of our S&D rollouts. I don't know about that. The consolidations are already well advanced and have produced debacles in urban areas across the country where residents had to wait for weeks for their mail. Yeah, I've read that as well. One factor behind the mail backups in Richmond, Virginia during last holiday season was the shift towards optimized collections. I don't know when you're watching this video, but I'm talking about optimized collections probably in the video you're watching this evening, and this one's probably going to play the day after. But if you're watching it the day after, it was probably yesterday. I'm going to confuse you. Anyway, I just did a video on that as well. Previously handled in Renfro and the NALC are covering up the job cuts. It's because the union bureaucracy is helping carry them out. It has already quietly extended a memorandum established an invasive monitoring program called TIAREAP. Y'all know what that is, which is used to robotically discipline letter carriers. Oh, we know how that is. Man, that thing that they got going on with the following people and boy, they cracking down. I mean, I spoke about it years ago, but I didn't realize how deep this was going. Anyway, it's a long article. It says the effect of the binding arbitration, which is mandatory for postal contracts under the anti-work labor laws, would be to cut out the membership from even the pretense of the vote. That's the serious part. The NALC and other postal unions loyally help to enforce such laws, which amount to a corporate dictatorship over workers as a convenient pretext to claim there's nothing workers can do except to accept cuts. Yeah. Again, this is an opinion piece. I agree with some of the things they're saying, and there's some things that I don't agree with. Unfortunately, I know a lot of people keep asking about this letter carrier thing that y'all have going on. Like I said, I heard some things behind the scenes. I don't share information unless I'm 100% sure that it is going through. I mean, I heard from people that are higher up, this is what was supposed to happen, that I'm not going to talk about, because I don't want to stir anybody in a frenzy. I heard some good things, and then I heard some things that will be concerning. And I'm pretty sure that people, when they read the contract, they're not going to quit. I mean, it's not like somebody that's only in there for 10 years are going to just quit. And in this article, they said they're just going to kind of have to accept it. They're going to be pissed off. They're just going to have to accept it, which is kind of why I believe that things are on the hush. Now, as far as understanding Renfro from a different perspective, we have a bunch of letter carriers that have what they call collection routes, and they collect a bunch of stuff at the end of the evening, which are heavy quantity, right? Yeah. And if those areas that are doing these heavy quantity collections are one of those areas that they're no longer picking up evening collections with the tractor trailer, where are they going to fit all that stuff that they're picking up? You understand what I'm saying? So there are a lot of loopholes and loose ends that are very meticulous that I don't think that if it was spoken in just regular terms in a letter form that people would be able to understand it. Now, I sit on here and I'll break things down in the most layman terms as possible so everybody can kind of get the gist of what's going on. But once they start breaking down the meticulous details and then try to explain it to somebody, it would seem like, you know, you're speaking a whole different language. And that's the unfortunate part. So there are so many loose ends that are going on, obviously, because of all the changes that are going on. And Renfro really can't put something solid on paper, because once you put something solid on paper and everybody votes on it, I don't even think y'all gonna get the chance to vote, obviously. Then people are going to expect it. Now, then there's going to be a lot of clash between management and the carriers. It's going to be a nice cluster mess, okay? It's going to be a nice cluster mess. That we do know. Unfortunately, I can't give you any good news about it. This is what the National Association of Letter Carriers president didn't say. And all you guys can do at this point is y'all pay the dues, man. You know, you're the dues paying members. Do something about it. You know, if you, I can't give any advice on that, but I'm sure there are people that have some advice. And if you guys read the comments, maybe y'all can get together and figure that out. This is above my pay scale and it's out of my personal element. So I put the information out there, y'all work it out together and y'all talk about it. All right. Sheesh, this is JH. I'm sorry I had to give you this whack article, but it is information. And I'm out.
Unexpected expenses stressing you out? Get the money you need now with Loans for Feds, a program designed specifically for federal employees. Bad credit is not a problem. Application is fast and easy with same-day approvals. Apply now.